Hey guys, and welcome back, and welcome to part 2 of this. I'm not even sure what I'm going to call this video. So if you saw my last couple videos, I talked about somebody named Rican Ranger. And Rican Ranger is someone that used to be a part of Henry Resilience community. There was all sorts of controversy surrounding him. There are multiple videos. I think maybe I'll make a playlist or something. I'll put it in the description. But mainly, he had this idea of doing his own Power Rangers TV show and movie. Everyone pretty much told him, well, nobody knows you. You've never done anything like this before. You should probably start small and do something like a comic book first. After a while, he decided, yeah, a comic book would be a good idea. Then he started having some AI artwork made, which is pretty much just concept art. Like, you really can't take AI and make artwork for a full comic book. AI art is just not there, not for making like a whole storyline where the artwork is consistent. And Rican was trying to get connections, right? It's important to get connections if you're going to work in a certain field. Rican didn't know how to talk to people, and he would get extremely jealous of other projects, like Unworthy, for example. If you know Unworthy Productions, they make great fan short films and stuff. And Rican was accusing them of stealing his Rise of the Ninjetti project. Unworthy Suits can't touch his AI art, which is stupid. It seemed as though Rican only cared about his project, and if you were talented and he contacted you, his project was more important than yours, and your project was shit, and that you should only want to work on his project. He doesn't know how to write scripts, he doesn't know how to do artwork, and he doesn't know how to do budgets or any of that, or storyboards. All he cared about was making AI art and then going to conventions and getting signatures, and apparently getting a signature from a Power Ranger actor means they're co-signing your project. Complete and utter delusion. He had somebody that he worked with. His name is Drew Danger. You probably saw him in my last video, and every time Rican would try to contact somebody or make some type of connection, he would more or less piss off whoever he was talking to, and then Drew Danger would have to go in and smooth things over. And that's pretty much what Drew did until he got sick and tired of it. Now you're going to see him in this video, and he's going to talk about some of the things that happened. And I'm specifically going to show you conversations of an artist that Rican pretty much took his artwork. He took his artwork and posted links to his art on Rican's funding page so that it looked like that this artist was working with Rican, and Rican had never talked to this person. So there's a lot to go through, and we're just going to get into it. Here we go.
The notorious Power Ranger animation artist, he decided that he liked this guy's animation and artwork, and it was really cool. I saw it beforehand, and he hyped it up, and he was telling everybody, showing everybody, oh, we got to do something like this. And I said, yeah, it's cool, it's great. Maybe I can talk to that guy. Well, hey, go ahead. Sounds good. Well, then I get a call, and he's like, kind of messed up. And I'm, you mean you kind of messed up? Like, what happened? He's like, well, that animator guy, I talked with him. Okay, great. But I took his artwork and I put it up on her, GoFundMe or fan word page, whatever it was. I've forgotten the name. Sorry, guys. But he had it up, and I went to look at it, and there it was.
This was right before the spot phone was about to launch.
Right.
How can I steal if it wasn't launched yet? It wasn't promoted yet.
But he had it up, and I went to look at it, and there it was, and he was using the guy's animation to sell his idea. He said that he was working on it and he fell asleep and then it went up. Okay, let's say that happened. But immediately when you know that happened, or the guy writes you and tells you, hey, you should have explained yourself. I put it up on accident. I was working on this. My bad. I'll take it down. I'm not going to use that. That is not what went down. When you put that out, you immediately defended yourself in the wrong way.
Sorry to cut you off, Drew, but I'm going to explain the wrong way right now. You see, the wrong way would be seeing this person's artwork and thinking, I'll just post links to it on my funding page without even talking to the artist. assuming that he's gonna love my project and just decide to drop what he's doing, which at the time that artist was working on a Star Wars game. Sure, I'll drop what I'm doing and work on your project because it's more important, right? Well, let me show you that conversation.
Why are you using my work to raise money?
Hi, how you doing, bud? I was waiting for you to reach out to talk to you about this. I may have a job opportunity for you with Hasbro if you're interested. Let me know if you have time to do a video call with me at some point. I would love to have you on my Ranger team. These videos are the closest thing I've found to sell the vision of direction to the studio. I'm out in Rhode Island near Hasbro headquarters, trying to get an internship. So I used your work to get Hasbro's attention and hire you, hopefully. All I need to know is if you down to do a whole season like this and work with my team. I also casted my lead Ranger, who's attached to the movie already. Check him out. He's in my story as Viking Samurai. He's a great martial artist and ready to go. So we are raising money to pay the people we need to make this happen. Your work is perfect.
You used my work to try and get an internship. Imagine applying for a job and using someone else's work to get hired. Please do find another animator. Good luck.
Did you ask Hasbro for permission to use their license? You made a fan film that you didn't own the rights or any part of. You can't do anything without Hasbro's permission. So why are you really mad? I am in charge of a movie and movement for the franchise. The money being raised is not for personal gain, but to pay the creatives involved, to partner with Hasbro when the goal is met. Obviously, you're gonna get paid, but work has to be done first. You obviously don't know who I am.
Wait a minute. Who are you?
Obviously, it's Rican Ranger.
And who I'm connected with. But I'm using it to promo a movie and get the right people paid. So obviously, you don't know who I am, and I should have asked first, but I've been in meetings all morning since last night. I posted and I haven't reached out yet, but obviously I would have if you didn't. I tagged you and tried to promo the work to sell the vision to the studio that owns it. Soon as there is money involved and you don't get paid, then you have a reason to be mad. I can find another animator that can see the vision. You're an idiot, bro. Never mind. I'm not taking shit down. You're a clown.
We go full clown. Full clown. Full clown.
Have a good day, bro. What was the point of making it if you ain't gonna do nothing with it? When the check comes, I'll make sure to let Hasbro know you didn't want the money.
Hi, my name is Dust, and I'm a YouTuber. I was made aware that someone stole some of your artwork a while back. This person that stole your work went by the name Rican Ranger. I've done a couple videos on that guy, and I was wondering if you wanted to talk to me about your interactions with him. Thank you for your time.
Hey Dust. Yeah, this guy messaged me on Instagram with a GoFundMe Kickstarter-like page saying he's creating the next big Power Rangers thing and talking like he's doing me a favor. He's going to talk to Hasbro, get a job, then bring me in, etc. He linked my YouTube videos on this funding page to make it look like we were collaborating. He had AI art, so I knew immediately he wasn't legit. Told him to remove my art from the page and he flipped out. Started calling me a clown and wasting my skills, blah blah blah. I'm keeping cool because I'm an art director working on a Star Wars game. I know I'm good, I know people in the industry. He clearly wasn't a professional in any capacity. I shared the convo in my Instagram stories and my followers cleared him. Told him to take my art down and just have respect for others. He updated the funding page with my art gone the next day. I kept an eye on the page and he raised an amazing $0 last time I checked. I wished him all the best then blocked him. I hope he gets the support he needs in life. You can share, it's already out there in my circle on socials. It's a shame he's still stealing others' work, but it also isn't surprising. Unworthy team have been really kind to me. Find it hard anyone would want to steal his ideas. Thanks for the kind words.
This guy made this situation public first. I didn't. The artist did. Again, in my video, I'm putting something out that's already out there. Now, in one of Renee's interviews, he says he never made the Spot Fun page live with the art.
Because the situation they're talking about that I stole, which I didn't, I addressed 2 months ago in the Henry stream.
Rican Ranger recently was caught stealing artwork and took someone to actually call him out on it for him to take it down. And then we have reached out to him, compliments of Dust, to give you all the juice.
Go watch it. I gave you the clip. I said, Dom Estefine, come and talk to Renee. And so the rest of the DMs where I apologize for my inexperience and how I went about this situation. But he's a great animator and I was trying to get him in a situation where I was in Fall River about to put something together for Hasbro, whose headquarters is in Pawtucket, Rhode Island, 45 minutes from where I was at. The Spot Fund wasn't even involved. until Kenny sent it to me, and I had to change it around, and I put the video in it and had it on the page. I never launched it. I never finished it. I never pushed anything forward. How is that stealing? And they keep saying artwork, artwork, artwork. He's an animator.
Right.
How can I steal if it wasn't launched yet? It wasn't promoted yet. I was getting it together. Not only the spot fund, but the portfolio for Hasbro, because I was 45 minutes away, getting it ready for Chris Cox, who works for Hasbro. Ross Ritchie works for Boom. These are real connections of real people I was putting together things for to present and drop off at the headquarters, because that's how I do things.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. The Spot Fund was in fact launched with that artwork. An animator is an artist, by the way. And we know this because the artist posted on his own socials links to your Spot Fund page saying that he is not a part of your project. And his fans went and clowned on you until you took it down. But I never published it. Yeah, you published it. We have proof. The artist has proved. Yes, artist. But let's move on. He did show that it was taken down, the artist did, on his screenshots that he posted in the socials. We know that it was live with that artwork on there. So he's just making up excuses at this point. And this is on this guy's, the artist's Instagram. Looks like the page is down. Thanks for all the support and funny insults towards this person. I appreciate you all. So the artist clowned him for trying to steal his artwork. And it's just so unprofessional. So when I revealed those messages from the artist, you heard his side of the situation. Now you saw the artist's side and how Rican actually talked to him.
I knew up until when he called him a clown and he started talking down to him. I didn't hear the guy's rebuttal after, and I didn't know he was trying to promote himself as a Hasbro employee or a possible Hasbro employee. So that's the stuff he left out. He's just like, oh, I just want this guy for the movie. I put his artwork up, I shouldn't have, and it didn't work out, and we had a little spat, and there. That's all he told me. So now that I have the complete context of everything, you posed as a possible or soon to be Hasbro employee. That's not cool. You don't have any grounds to stand on. And then you promoted like you had a production, like you had a team, like you had everything together, when you're just putting this idea in general loosely together. You don't have grounds for any of that. This is right when we first started. Like, we didn't have anything put together in any form. So you're telling this guy you got the stuff. You're selling it like you're gonna get this job and you're gonna make this happen, and you got to get with us while we're hot, because if you don't, I'm gonna have that check and you won't be able to get any of that money. And it's like, what money, what check, what Hasbro career, what Hasbro job, what Hasbro internship, what Hasbro discussion, what Hasbro email have you had with anybody?
He's basically saying he has something when there's no contract, there's no ink on the paper. He does not have the job. And this can also be said for his cosigns. He says he has these Rangers co-signed. Going and getting an autograph doesn't mean you're co-signed. Now, he could have talked to him, hey, so I'm trying to put out this comic book, and I know he showed him his AI art, and he's like, yeah, like this, you know, this or that or whatever. They were probably just trying to be nice. Oh yeah, that's cool. Well, if it ever becomes a thing, then I'll think about it. That doesn't mean they're definitely doing it. I know for a fact Johnny Bosch didn't even remember who you were. A little birdie told me that. There's no contract with them. You don't have their numbers. You're not communicating with them constantly. There's no contract. There's no ink on the paper, which means there are zero cosigns. I told Rican this a long time ago, back before he and I ever really argued. Unless there's ink on the paper, then you have nothing. Nothing's happening. Nothing's moving forward without a contract.
You know, I've worked on movies, so when you talk to somebody and they're really interested in your project, they go, hey, why not? Here's my agent's contact. I'm really interested. I'd like to read more of the script, the idea, whatever you have, and I'd really like to get involved. So let's stay in touch. What's your contact information? Here's mine. Here's my agents. This is how we do it. Let's try to get together sometime and have a meeting, a StreamYard or something. They'd start talking like that. Those conversations never even got that far between those two people. Not even close. It was just, hey, this is a cool fan interaction. Yeah, I remember you now. The AI guy, Rican Ranger. Okay, gotcha. He did some fan service stuff. We appreciated you bringing some AIs that, you know, had to do with this character. That was it. There was no sign for a movie or sign for a comic book or sign for anything. No talk of signing a contract, okay? And that's fine, but the thing about it is you're telling everybody that, yeah, they're co-signing on me. This is gonna happen and we're gonna do this. They had a fan interaction with you and gave you some time, but they did not go, give me that contract right now and here's my agent and we're gonna do this. No, they didn't do that. They probably didn't even introduce you to their agent or tell you who their agent was or anything like that, because they took it just as it was, a fan interaction. Call things like they are, because you're hyping this fake reality. There's a word again, reality. You're gonna get them. That if you do this and this, you got it. No, contract, interest, communication means you get there. Until that contract comes out and they are talking that business with you, that's when that happens. Until then, it's just speculation, buddy.
We also had the same instance of unprofessionalism with Unworthy. Rican, he seemed to be like, if anyone else was doing a fan project, he would just shit all over it. Oh, their suits look crap compared to my AI armor and this and that. Like, he would say that stuff like that. So let me show this. So this is a post that was in the Discord.
Unworthy is fake as fuck, and yes, Drew contacted him about filming something together with us and Viking Samurai, so my shortcut was an established file crew, but clearly you can't do business with everyone. It's just hilarious to think he can do Ninjetti without me and compete. I'm not trying to be arrogant, but check his whole shit out. Timeline don't add up for me. This is a swerve into my Ninjetti hype. Why he ducking me, period. If y'all ever caught Rican in a lie, I'll own it. We contacted him way before our hype even grew to what we doing now. He had no reason. Now I want explanations out of principle, cause I was a fan as well. I'm sorry. Did he treat you well? It's just hilarious to think he can do Ninjetti without me and compete. 1, do you have to prove that you can even do a Ninjetti film? 2, it sounds like you are upset that he took your idea to do something with Ninjetti. Nah, more like too good to have a conversation when you know I inspired your title. Question, have you produced much other content so far? You should not just start working on a movie without creating other content first and getting your feet wet before jumping feet first into the shark's den.
We never talked about doing a comic book.
Not until it was brought up in the Discord, and we all the other content creators that are in Henry's Discord, which is Henry, me, Francis, Strife, Reality, Heirloom, Deoxy was even in on that conversation. There are so many content creators that were in there, and they all told him the same thing because he didn't want to do a comic book. We convinced him, but yet now it was his idea from the beginning. Okay, so that's another lie, Rican. Okay, we can move on from that because we've done cooked him on that. How did you handle the situation with Unworthy? Because Rican is going up on Henry's streams and talking trash about Unworthy.
Jordan's very hard to get a hold of. He's a busy guy. He doesn't really check social medias, different things. He's usually down to the grindstone getting the work done. That's what Jordan does. He's hitting conventions. He's all about that, which I madly respect. I interacted with Jordan. Rican did not. By the time we got on there, it was time to do the show. I let Rican ask him whatever he wanted to because I got to spend a lot of time with Jordan already. So he got to ask him all about it. And then he found out, guess what? Jordan was really cool. He just doesn't check his DMs. He didn't even know there was a problem. He said, there's a problem? It just got brought to me. I didn't even know because his head was down on the grindstone, working, making the franchise strong, trying to work on his films and ideas and scripts and projects and making costumes and getting things together. That's where he was. Sounds like where somebody else needed to be. Hint, hint.
Like, this is Rican again. I don't care about your project. You should only care about my project, is how he was coming at it. Oh, yeah. Everybody should follow Rican. Yeah. That's how he thought.
Even though I don't have anything to show, like Unworthy has tons of stuff to show. He's got this and he's got stuff coming out. No, don't follow him. Follow me because mine is better because I make AI armor. But you have not made the armor physically. It looks cool in AI, but can you physically make it? Well, I talked to some people, it's like, but you don't even know if they can make it 100% and what the price tag is gonna be. And if it can happen and how many can be made, you have no idea because Unworthy was making a lot of this stuff on his own. He was coming up with ways to do it through him.
There were other instances of Rican Ranger not being professional. And one of those instances happened on Renee's channel on one of the interviews. So this is an interview. Here's Renee, here's Rican Ranger, and here's Kenny. Now, do you want to explain who Kenny is?
Kenny Lowe, we originally did the order. He's the guy that actually brought us together. He was on Henry's and he saw me and he saw Rican and said, hey, maybe I could do something with these guys for a show. And that's how the original show, The Order, started. He later on left because, well, as he didn't tell me this part later, but he had gotten a deal that he had going on, which I knew about. And so I was like, hey, that's cool, go do your deal. You don't want to do the show anymore. That's not a problem. But he revealed the second part was dealing with Rican. He said because Rican kept messing up the connections with Karen Ashley because he kept shouting her out and saying negative things. And he told Rican, hey, listen, I'm still trying to do deals with her, so let's just try to take that down. He said it cool. But Rican kept going at it, and he was just like getting frustrated with them and not seeing an opportunity to get with do things with Karen or Nakia or Catherine. That whole group, that was really important to Kenny. Not so much important to Rican, but to Kenny. And again, like you said, Dust, right? If it's not Rican's thing, it's not about him. He's not interested, right?
Right. And Henry said before, Henry has said multiple times, if you want good interactions at conventions, don't come on his platform because the Rangers watch his stream. And so that's what Kenny was just reiterating, you know? Kenny had put out a comic book. So that means that Kenny knew the process of everything you need to do from idea to a physical copy of a comic book. Regardless of how successful you think his comic book was, is irrelevant because he knew how to put something out. Kenny said, hey, I can consult you on how to make this real, how to take your comic book and turn it into something that somebody can physically hold, which is something that Rican needed. In this interview, Rican crashes out on Kenny, and let's react to this and then we'll talk about what he says, okay?
I don't even care about when I get off this computer. I don't even talk about y'all, so I'm not over there.
Well, first of all, you gave me a relationship with Karen, which is fine.
I sure did. So what? So you come over here and burn it down, and then I'm trying to get us out there, and you're gonna sit here something I'm trying to build before I even met you guys, and you want to tear it down, and I'm sitting over there letting you do it? No, I'm not gonna do that.
I told you what was good with Karen. Run that 150K you stole from the fans. I don't care about a relationship.
But see, we kept talking about that, and I told you I don't know what she probably have sat here and tried to make that right with the people. I kept telling you if she's making it right, let her make it right. You don't know what this woman did behind closed doors. You don't know what she did for the fans. Y'all keep bringing that up, but if she is trying to make a move to the fans, y'all not giving her opportunity. That's why I keep telling you. You don't know what she's done.
And come on, I told you to write this, Kenny. That's a damn out.
You did ask me to write the script. Where would I get that from? Where would I get that from?
I don't know if you asked me to write shit live.
Where would I get that from? I told you I got my own script. I told you that. How the fuck I lied?
I never asked you to write shit. Show me the text message. Show me the phone call.
This is what you said. Drew.
For context, did he ask Kenny to write the script?
What he was trying to, actually, yes, because he was trying to get him to write a lot more than what Kenny wanted to do. See, what everybody has to realize is Kenny actually wanted to do less of that because he was focusing on his project called Ninja Sun. So he was really focused in on that, which he made very upfront with us. Ninja Sun is my focus. I will help you guys do certain things, but that's about it. Really help Rican do certain things because I wasn't trying to make a movie. Okay, Rican was. And so he was like, Kenny, you gotta, help me put together a script because I don't know what I'm doing. But he made it known, I'm not gonna help you write an entire script.
And put your ninjas next to mine. Honestly, you had your turn. Put your ninjas next to mine. Why would I need you for nothing? Your suits are not touching mine. In any day,
their minds, though.
There's him. His project is the only one that's cool. His project is the only one that matters. But let's move on.
Mine. And that's the point. They're mine. I created
it. Doesn't matter. If it's still whack, it's whack. It don't matter if it's copyrighted or not.
Give me ideas. I did this shit on my own.
How many Rangers you got following you? How many people you got co-signed?
Don't worry about that. How long
is Ninja?
0 co-signs because there's no ink on the paper. Let's continue again.
My shit is published. What about
how long? Exactly. How many copies have you sold?
Oh, don't worry about how many copies I sold. Where your shit at?
Okay, hold on, y'all. Hold on for a moment, because we got to get back.
Don't worry about my shit.
Hold on.
Because your suits are trash. I'm not even talking smack. Put my suit against yours. Why would I need you for anything, bro?
But what they say about your
Well, how many copies have you sold? Answer the question.
My shit was this
How
big.
many copies have you
It's irrelevant how many copies that he sold, because you should have been more interested in the process of how he was able to put that comic book out. That should have been your interest with Kenny. How did you do this? How did you make this real? What are the steps? What should I expect? That's what you should have been looking for with Kenny. And it doesn't even end there. It seems as though Rican was just trying to steal people's connections. And then once he has them, then he treats people like garbage. He wanted to use Renee's resources. He tried to use Henry's resources using Henry's platform, Henry's Discord, people Henry knows, like Francis, trying to get people to stop going on Henry's platform and to follow Rican and his projects. Did it seem like Rican was trying to get Francis to work with Rican on anything?
Okay, so here's what happened. He wanted Francis to be a part of Knights of the Dragon. Rican wanted to exclusively steal. He called himself stealing her from Henry's group. He was trying to take people from Henry's team and then bring them over here.
Somebody was like, yo, chill. Like, you can't expect her to make a decision right then and there. Like, what are you pressuring her? He was pressuring me. What are you telling me? You're telling me to drop Henry, and let's not talk about how y'all wanted me to go to KOD.
I was just more like, they can be on whatever they want to be on. He wanted to take from Henry and run things and be like, yeah, now I'm the king. Because the king of Power Rangers meant I do all the movies, I do all the content, I do all the shows. And that's the problem with Henry right now. He wants to be Henry and he wants to run everything.
He wanted Francis because of the connections Francis had. So he wanted to use Francis's connections, just like he wanted to use your connections. He wanted to use Kenny's connections. He wanted to use Renee's connections, everybody's connections. But at the same time, like, he didn't care about any of you. He only cared about himself. And you weren't shit unless you wanted to work with him and give him everything that you have.
He did tell Francis, you need to pick. You know, what would JDF do? And you need to pick over here, because he wouldn't sign off on what Henry's doing. So he was telling her to pick, and he kept bringing it up. And everybody was like, hey, let her take her time and decide what she wants to do, whatever that.
Now I could go through again and tell you exactly what Rican was saying to Francis. Basically, he's saying that JDF would have a problem with Henry calling people soft, and that's talking trash about self-deletion. And what I actually addressed this in my last video, so I'm going to leave a link in the description for it so you can check that out. But I feel like I pretty much shown how unprofessional Rican Ranger is, or Lord Ninjetti, that's his name now. But that's it for this video, guys. I have one more video coming, and it's going to be talking about the threats. Rican made threats to me, to Henry, to other people, and we have evidence of this. I'm going to show it in my next video. So don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't done so already, and we'll see you guys next time.
Hold on, Dusty, did you actually go to a Ranger con, or the con that they're talking about? Have you ever been to one of those?
No, I stay away from Ranger conventions because I would get thrown out.
Oh, really? You out here in the streets.
Dust is a bitch.